You asked me to figure out what this video was recorded, so I did. Hi, I'm josemonkey, and I find people who ask to be found. As you guys know, I use these videos as a way of demonstrating how we end up sharing more than we realize when we post things online. And this is a great example because this is the type of video that people share all the time without thinking twice. But I was able to pinpoint this person's location from this video very, very quickly. The video is just 8 seconds long. Check it out. So what can we see? Okay, so the first thing I need to point out is that this person does not appear on camera asking to be found or show a find me sign as is required by my rules. And that is because this video was submitted before I made that rule. By the way, if you don't understand why I have those rules, please stick around until the end and I will explain. Okay, so before I instituted that rule, people used to just send me videos that they had previously recorded. They weren't necessarily videos that they had recorded specifically for me to find them. Like in this case, this is just a video that this person recorded of a sunset that was happening that they happened to post to their account, and then later they asked me to find it. And while I don't accept videos like that anymore, I think this one is a really good example of why I do this. Okay, so in this video, we see very, very little. It starts with this view of the road, and as the person turns the camera to show the sunset, we can see some retail stores here. I'll come back to those in a minute. We can also see what appears to be a water tower off in the distance in the direction of the sunset. Yo, I bet that's west. Yeah, I suspect you're right. Okay, so it's a little bit difficult to make out the store names here. And if these are stores that you're familiar with, you probably recognize them right away. But I did not recognize them, and the camera is in motion for most of the video, so it makes it a little bit hard to make out the details. Fortunately, I did find a few frames in which I determined that this appears to say Slumberland. And I believe that this other store says either M&M or MGM. So Slumberland is a furniture store, and they are in a few different states, but they appear to be mostly located in the Midwest. Thinking that the other store said M&M, I tried searching for M&M store, and that was not particularly helpful, at least not for this search. So I looked at it again, and I decided it probably said MGM and not M&M. I still didn't know what kind of store it was, so I went back to the Slumberland store instead. Now, like I said, Slumberland appears to have locations in several states, but they appear to have way more locations in Minnesota than any other state. So I figured I'd start there. Even so, they have like 38 stores in Minnesota, and I didn't want to check them one by one. So I tried something else. I searched for MGM store, Minnesota. And right away I started getting results for MGM wine and spirits stores, and I knew right away that that was what I was looking for. So I went to the MGM website to see where their locations were, and they helpfully provide a list of locations with photos of each one. So I just started scrolling through the list until I saw one that I thought looked like the one in the video. And I found one, but when I went to go check it out, there was no Slumberland store next to it. So at first I thought I didn't have the right place. But then I realized that the Street View photos were a little bit older. They're from 2019. So I moved around a bit to see if I could find a more recent photo, and eventually I found this one, which shows us the Slumberland store. And guys, that was it. You were right here in Dundas, Minnesota. In addition to the photos I already showed you, I was able to confirm this view across the road, which matches what we see in the beginning of the video. I also confirmed that we could see that water tower off in the distance.
To the west.
Yes, to the west. By the way, if we'd been able to see that tower more clearly, it actually says Dundas right on the side. That would have made this much easier, but we can't make out those details in this video. In any case, you were right over here when you were enjoying the sunset. Okay, it's time to check which previous location was closest to this one. And this time it was in Season 2, Episode 141, in Shakopee, Minnesota. That's about 30 miles or 48 kilometers away from the spot. Okay, real quick guys, let's talk about the rules I mentioned earlier. I asked people to appear on camera asking to be found so that I know with reasonable certainty that this is a person who really wants me to reveal the location in the video. Otherwise, there's really nothing to prevent someone from downloading somebody else's video, reposting it, and then asking me to find them. It's also why I don't allow submissions where the request to be found is only in voiceover. Anybody can add voiceover to a video, so that is not sufficient to demonstrate consent.
Find me, josemonkey.
So that is why I ask you to appear on camera asking to be found, or hold up a find me sign if you don't want to appear on camera. Again, digitally adding the words find me to your video after the fact does not count. Okay guys, if you're watching me over here, obviously we're back, at least for now. For those of you who did go find me over at the other place, thank you very much, I appreciate it. You should continue watching these videos wherever you prefer for as long as you're able. So I feel weird about doing the regular outro here because I already said the thing about what to do if you want me to find you.
I don't know, do something different.
Okay, here's a video of my dog Chopper.